G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome back of course to the Time Bomb channel, and I hope all is good, excellent in your part of the world. So my niece highlighted that 99.999% of my videos focus on gents watches, and she's absolutely right. So in a very late but honest attempt to correct that imbalance, today we are looking at a Baby G. This particular watch is, let me just grab him out of the box, and get the ref code. So this is a Baby G BGD, and that is ref BGD-10L-7ER. So let's just pause and zoom in a fraction. So I think this is my first look at a Baby G, and certainly the first one on the channel, and you don't need me to tell you that they clearly want to add a little bit more fun factor to the somber or sometimes dull activity that is watch collecting. And I think overall in this white it looks pretty damn cool. If this white though is a little bit too snowboardy for you, they do a blue version, which you can see it's like a pale sky blue up here, and that comes with then I think some different color bands that you get on the strappage here. So as you can see in my hands, it's not a huge watch, but it's decent enough on ladies' wrists. It is 39 mils across, and that's at the widest point, the flanks there. It's about 42, so about 42 mils north to south, and then 10 mils deep. But as you can see, the strap runs underneath, so that adds a couple more to it. The lugs then are 20 mils, and you get 100 meters worth of watery goodness, hence where I was going with that. Function wise, it's pretty standard. You get, I think it's 5 alarms, countdown timer, stopwatch, which my niece tells me will be very helpful in exams, world city time settings, and approximately 3 years of battery life. That might depend on one of the little functions that you play with. So you get mineral glass up top, but you notice that it sits really quite deeply below that bezel, so it should it should be able to sort of take a few dings. And then most fathers, husbands, etc., whose partners may own one of these, should have a little bit of polywatch there to help out when needed. One of my first thoughts were, I don't know, let me just grab another watch, 1 second. Yeah, I just wanted to do a comparison, because when I first pulled it out of the box the other day, my thoughts were that the digits essentially kind of look a little bit fainter. I don't know if it's the screen option that they've used. I mean, here it is next to the obviously the Rangeman, and here it is next to the anti-watch watch. The F91. Yeah, it just strikes me as being a little bit paler, maybe because it's the all-white shroud, etc., and around, but as I say, to me, it just looks a fraction then. Anyway, the other thing that surprised me then are the lugs. I referenced them earlier. It's kind of like you get fixed bars and a NATO, and that's kind of the first time I've seen this on a G-Shock. Do correct me if I'm wrong. They've done it before on other watches. It's my first experience, but basically what it means is that your strap simply slides out. Multiple reasons for that. One, I'm guessing you could change these ones. You could swap it out for the blue, but then, as I was referencing before, you've got these little colored bands here. It comes with a few more in the package, and so basically your niece or whoever can add these to either side or all on one side, etc. It slots back through here, and then sits itself there, and these things then pop back onto here. So as I say, huge number of color options. The only advantage I think to having them on this side is that obviously when the watch is undone, they can easily slip off this side, depending on how the watch is stored. However, if you needed, just in case, you probably don't need any further evidence of how much of a dinosaur I am, on the G-Shock website, as you can see here, these bands are referred to as finger accessories. And WTF, what is a finger accessory? I then decided, okay, so I needed to, you know, to try and understand life a little bit better outside my own thingamajiggies. You try and get one of these things on your finger. They are pretty darned uncomfortable. So the jury, unless I try one of these different ones here, the jury is sincerely out on these. I mean, yeah, they're so rigid. All of them. Oh, that red one might work, but yeah, okay. Let's move on. The strap as well, another interesting aspect to it, is a very different feel to other specifically gents G-Shocks. It's matte, a matte finishing. It's very smooth, and it feels very light. The only other contrasting difference that I could see specifically was that it has far less venting. Obviously, this is arrangement. It's probably an extreme example, but you get a lot more venting around the back here than you do with this one. Okay, 1 second. Yes, I've just loaded up all of the finger accessories onto the one side there. So back onto the dial and the module, etc. It's a curious module. You get the 3 squares up at the top left-hand side, and when you've actioned one of the things, for example, like an alarm, or you mute the buttons, so you mute the beep sound of the button press, those sort of indicate what you've got activated. You've then got at the top right the days display. You've got the numeric digits below, but as you can see, every 30 seconds that display there will change. There's a number of little animations. I've seen cats, fish, dolphins, etc., and then there's also a G for the G-Shock. And in addition to which, you then have your light button at the top here, and every time you press the light button, you get a dancing dervish or something else. Again, there's a dog. I think that's a dog. Yeah. So as you can see, each time you press this cat, you get, as I say, lots of different options up there. So yeah, kind of fun, kind of geeky. But I think that's probably where your battery's going to go. So that's why I say it's approximately 3 years. But depending how much you know, fiddling goes on, that's what's going to happen there. In the dark, the LED looks like this. I mean, it's pretty decent. It's, you know, standard G-Shock LED. And it's a fun factor as well, then again, that I've not seen on watches where they have, you know, changing digital on Casios with changing digital displays. Again, if I've got that wrong, hit me up with the correction. So yeah, outside in the sunshine, as you can see, it's a really cool, fun little sports watch. And, you know, they're kind of emulating what they do on the, you know, gents or bigger G-Shocks like this, and just shrinking it down a fraction. Price-wise, I mean, they're absolutely fantastic. I picked this one up in the recent sale. Again, you know, 30-odd quid. Makes it, you know, an easy option to get the ladies more interested in that in the thing that drives us mental. Anyway, I hope my niece likes this one, and yes, I will promise to get more and more non-gentlemen's watches in for review. And over to you guys. Have you bought any baby G's for the ladies' daughters in your lives? Be good to hear about that one. Thanks as always for your time and for your view, and we'll catch you all in the next review. Cheers now.